Hey y'all, I have another God story for you today, and it may be one of my biggest ones. Um, yeah, so God has preserved my life so many times. This one starts when I was in my 20s. It was before I had kids, and I had a successful career, and I started getting extremely exhausted to the point where I couldn't even work a full day at work anymore. And I went to doctor. They ran every test on me in the book. I mean, I had blood drawn so much and so many tests, and got told everything was normal. There was nothing wrong with me. I was just a woman and I needed antidepressants. And I'm like, I'm not depressed. I'm just tired. Anyway, so finally after several months, they couldn't find anything. And my mom had mitral prolapse valve, which is a heart condition, and she said, this is genetic, so just for fun, have them just see if they'll look at it. So I went back to my main practitioner, and he said, you don't have a heart problem, but we've done so much. If it'll make you feel better, if it'll give you peace of mind, we'll call for the test. So they did. They ran the test, and they found what they thought was going to be a small hole in between the chambers of my heart called an atrial septal defect. That was large enough that it needed to be sewn up. A lot of people have atrial septal defects, and it causes a heart murmur and nothing else. It's just like a pinpoint hole. And so they're like, yours is bigger than a pinpoint, so we need to do that. Well, I went and got a second opinion, and meanwhile, I am getting more and more and more tired, and I mean to where I'm starting to get up, eat breakfast, and then lie on the couch the rest of the day. And this is not like me at all. And so we got a second opinion, and they said, yeah, we think it's between the two chambers, the hole between the two chambers of your heart is about the size of a dime, and you need to have it fixed. They didn't think there's any rush. So I put off the heart surgery for a few months until my mom could come across the country and help me recover. In the meantime, I literally felt myself dying. And I didn't really understand because they said no big hurry. Anyway, when I went in for surgery, it apparently took like extra 5 hours longer than what they had expected it to be. And the day after I came out of it, when I was awake enough to know what was going on, the surgeon, I had one of the premier surgeons, he came and sat on the side of my bed, and they had gone in through my ribs instead of splitting my chest because it was supposed to be a pretty simple surgery. And he said, well, this is not a believing doctor, not a religious doctor. He said, you're a miracle. You shouldn't even be alive. Surgery took longer. The hole between the chambers of your heart was the size of a $50. You are basically missing the wall. You shouldn't have been alive, especially alive all this time, just now having symptoms. And I actually had to send one of the doctors in that was within the surgery. They had a Dacron patch they were going to patch up my heart with, and it wasn't big enough. And he had actually sent them out to bring back a cow pericardium so part of a cow's heart to sew in. And he said it was a very difficult surgery, and if we had known, we would have split the chest and not gone through the ribs. But you're a miracle. And that was a huge turning point in my Christian walk, because at that point I knew not only had I been born physically, but and not only had I been fortunate enough to hear the gospel and respond beforehand, but that for some reason God had kept me alive. And I had been baptized as well, and so I knew God, like there was some reason, something I was supposed to do when I was here. And that turned my life around. So that is one of my biggest God stories. And next time I plan to tell you one that is about a year to date after the surgery. So anyway, God is active. He cares about us. He loves us. He cares about you. He loves you. You are so special to him. All of us individually, every single one of us, you are put here for a purpose. Don't ever doubt it or forget it. God bless you and savor your Savior. Bye-bye.